What if I told you that a yellow animated family from Springfield has accurately predicted the future numerous times? Yes, we're talking about the irreverent beloved Simpsons. This iconic show, with its biting satire and cultural commentary, has somehow managed to forecast many significant real-world events with astonishing accuracy. Over the next few minutes, we're going to delve into some of the most famous predictions made by The Simpsons that later turned into reality. We'll explore how a cartoon episode aired in the year 2000 foreshadowed Donald Trump's presidency almost 2 decades later. We'll discuss the uncanny depiction of the FIFA corruption scandal before it was globally known, and we'll dive into the episode that eerily mirrored the European Union crisis before it unfolded. So, buckle up and prepare for a journey into the uncanny world of Simpsons predictions. Now let's dive in and explore these predictions in the order they appeared in The Simpsons. Way back in a 2000 episode titled Bart to the Future, The Simpsons predicted a Trump presidency. Now isn't that something? The episode, A Flash Forward into the Future, featured Lisa Simpson as president, grappling with the economic fallout from her predecessor, none other than Donald Trump. The creators of the show didn't pull this idea from thin air. In fact, the idea was a tongue-in-cheek nod to Trump's flirtation with a presidential run back in 1999. This was long before anyone could seriously envision the reality TV star and business mogul behind the resolute desk. But 16 years later, that's precisely what happened. In the November of 2016, Donald Trump was elected as the 45th President of the United States. A fact that harks back to the satirical prediction The Simpsons made all those years ago. The creator's intention was to paint a picture of an America gone mad, yet it turned out to be an uncanny prophecy. The public reaction, as you might imagine, was a cocktail of incredulity, amusement, and for some, a dash of terror. Social media was abuzz with discussions, memes, and conspiracy theories. The Simpsons, a pop culture icon, had seemingly peered into a crystal ball, foreseeing an event that would shape the global political landscape for years to come. It's worth noting that the show didn't predict a successful Trump presidency, quite the contrary. In the episode, Lisa laments about inheriting quite a budget crunch from President Trump. The creators envisaged a country in financial ruin, a commentary more on what they perceived as Trump's financial recklessness than his political acumen. But regardless of the episode's intent or the real-world implications of Trump's presidency, one can't help but marvel at the predictive prowess of a cartoon show. The Simpsons, with its sharp wit and satirical edge, has proven to be more than just a source of entertainment. Indeed, The Simpsons seem to have foreseen the political landscape of America. In 2014, The Simpsons aired an episode that hinted at corruption within FIFA. Our beloved yellow family from Springfield found themselves in the heart of Brazil during the World Cup, where they were introduced to a FIFA executive who was subsequently arrested for corruption. This was a typical Simpsons comedic twist, yet it bore an uncanny resemblance to reality that unfolded just a year later. In 2015, the world of football was rocked by a scandal of monumental proportions. The US Department of Justice indicted several top FIFA officials on charges of widespread systemic corruption. The charges, which included racketeering, money laundering and wire fraud, sent shockwaves through the footballing world and beyond. The indictment revealed a web of corruption that had been woven over 2 decades. It alleged that FIFA officials had accepted bribes and kickbacks estimated at more than $150 million. This corruption scandal tainted the beautiful game, exposing the dark underbelly of international football that had been hidden for years. Back in Springfield, in that 2014 episode, Homer Simpson was appointed as a referee for the World Cup. Despite attempts to bribe him, Homer stood firm, refusing to compromise the integrity of the game. This storyline was a comedic take on a grave issue, but it turned out to be a prophetic depiction of the corruption that would be unveiled within FIFA. The Simpsons, with its uncanny knack for prediction, had once again hit the nail on the head. The parallels between the episode and the real-life scandal were too striking to be ignored. The show provided a satirical yet insightful commentary on the state of international football, a year before the actual scandal broke out. The creators of The Simpsons have often stated that they don't predict the future. They merely observe the present and project it forward in a humorous and exaggerated way. But the FIFA scandal is just one of many instances where The Simpsons has seemingly peered into the crystal ball of the future. Once again, The Simpsons had a crystal ball into the future, this time into the world of international football. In a 2012 episode, The Simpsons suggested a financial crisis in Europe that would impact Greece. Now, this was no ordinary joke. It was a premonition of an economic earthquake that would rattle the very foundations of the European Union. The episode in question, cheekily titled Politically Inept with Homer Simpson, sees our lovable buffoon Homer inadvertently become a popular political pundit. In the midst of his televised ramblings, a ticker tape runs along the bottom of the screen reading, "Europe puts Greece on eBay." It was a light-hearted gag in an animated sitcom, but it became eerily prophetic in the years that followed. Fast forward from that 2012 episode to reality, and we find Greece in the throes of a severe financial crisis. Its economy was on the brink of collapse, and the country was heavily indebted to the International Monetary Fund and the European Union. The Greek government had to introduce austerity measures, which led to widespread public discontent and social upheaval. But here's the kicker. Greece's economic troubles had a domino effect on the rest of the European Union. Other countries, notably Italy, Spain and Portugal, also found themselves in financial hot water. The Eurozone was in crisis, and the European Union was grappling with one of its most significant challenges since its inception. Now, did The Simpsons writers have a crystal ball? Were they privy to some secret economic forecasts? Of course not. They were merely astute observers of the world, with their fingers on the pulse of global events. They saw the early signs of trouble brewing in Europe and decided to weave it into their narrative. And so, a throwaway joke in a cartoon became a startlingly accurate prediction. It's a testament to the sharp, insightful writing that has made The Simpsons a cultural touchstone for over 30 years. The Simpsons, it seems, had a finger on the pulse of international economics. With all these accurate predictions, one has to wonder, are The Simpsons creators prophets in disguise? There's no doubt that The Simpsons has had an uncanny knack for predicting real-world events, but how? Let's delve into some possible explanations. First and foremost, we must consider the show's adept use of satire. The Simpsons has always been a mirror to society, reflecting our world's absurdities with a humorous twist. The writers, equipped with sharp wit and keen observational skills, craft storylines that often feel eerily familiar. This isn't because they possess some supernatural ability to see into the future, but rather because they understand the cyclical nature of societal trends. Moreover, we cannot overlook the simple fact that The Simpsons has been on air for over 3 decades. With such a vast number of episodes, it's statistically probable that a few plot lines would eventually align with reality. It's a case of throwing enough darts and eventually hitting the bullseye. Then, there's the role of sheer coincidence. The Simpsons is a work of fiction, and its writers, like all storytellers, take creative liberties. They imagine scenarios that are outlandish and far-fetched, and every so often life imitates art in the most unexpected ways. It's a fascinating phenomenon, but not necessarily indicative of any prophetic abilities. Lastly, consider the element of self-fulfilling prophecy. The Simpsons is a global phenomenon, influencing generations of viewers worldwide. Could it be that the show's predictions come true because they shape the way we think and act? All these factors combined create a complex tapestry of reasons why The Simpsons seems to predict the future. However, attributing these predictions to prophetic abilities is, perhaps, a leap too far. Whether or not you believe The Simpsons are predicting the future, it's hard to deny their impact on pop culture and their uncanny knack for foreseeing real-world events. As we've seen, The Simpsons' track record with predictions is impressive. This animated family from Springfield has time and again demonstrated an uncanny knack for foreseeing major global events. From the unexpected rise of Trump to the Oval Office, to the shocking revelations of the FIFA scandal, The Simpsons have been eerily accurate. And let's not forget their on-the-nose prediction about the European Union crisis. These aren't just random coincidences or throwaway gags. Instead, they speak to the show's sharp social commentary and its keen understanding of the world's political and cultural landscapes. In essence, The Simpsons is more than just a sitcom. It's a mirror reflecting our society, often highlighting the absurdities we fail to notice. So next time you tune into The Simpsons, pay close attention. Who knows? You might just get a glimpse into the future.